WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
You are tuned to WVTCRadioDetroit.com, to the Sande Rose Show with your host, Sande Rose, where you'll hear the finest in gospel music, insightful conversation, and guests that will enhance you. The Sande Rose Show can be heard every Monday and Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube. So get your pencil, paper, and shouting shoes and get ready for today's broadcast. Why not text a friend or tag a friend and tell them to listen too?
O Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds that thy hands have made, you stood somewhere behind the great, grand, and glorious hills of eternity. Rearranged your agenda for the creation of this vast universe. You reached down with your omnipotent hand unto the great abyss of nothingness and threw nothing out into nowhere, and nothing became something. What a world we live in. Look at this world. It's gigantic and it's grand. Mountain heights with scintillating views, valleys scooped out by eternal hands, rolling prairies, running brooks, rippling streams blessed with gold, silver, diamonds, and all kinds of precious minerals. My soul sings when I look and see how God splashed a multitude of stars kissing the heavens like diamonds sprinkled against black velvet and hanging like trapezes from the roof of God's gymnasium. You placed the moon and announced for the world to hear, this is the queen of the night, and she has never stopped shining. The oceans, whose depths have to be measured in miles. The sun has never run out of gas. The stars keep coming out to play. The seasons still march in splendid succession. My God is real. He is from everlasting to everlasting. He even looked around one day to see what he had created and said, that's good. And one day, when he brings everything to consummation and a glorious fruition, when he comes with a shout of acclamation to take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. When he calls me, I will answer And I will bow in humble adoration, and my soul will say, how great thou art. For I know I have a house of many mansions, eternal in the heavens, up where Jesus lives, up beyond the atmosphere, the stratosphere, the exosphere, the troposphere, up where I'll never grow old, up to the streets of gold, up beyond the vicissitudes of life. And I will honor him as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and simply say to him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and forever and forever and forever. My God, how great thou art.
Yes, sir. Glory, glory, glory to his name. She was singing that song.
Yes, she was.
She came right on through. All right,
Yep.
Sherry.
It was a
All
good
right.
one. Who was that you said?
That was Sherry Nunn Berry. Sherry Berry. Yep.
All right.
And the Detroit chapter of the Gospel Music Workshop of America. And
Y'all was carrying on that.
yeah, we was carrying on. We was carrying on. And you too can carry on with us. It's
I
called
was
Bringing It Back Home, and you can order yours at www.gmwadetroit.org. I was ready for that.
Me
All
too.
right. All right. So how y'all doing?
Oh, if it got any
fantastic.
better, I couldn't take it.
I know that's right. It's just a good day to be alive.
It's a great day to be
It's
alive
a
in the Lord
great day to be alive. Yep,
and
great
having
day.
a great time doing nothing but sitting here being with our family.
Mhm.
So did
Mhm.
did anybody do anything special?
I went to first.
Mm.
Let me tell you, I went to my in person fraternity meeting. That was fantastic. And then after that, one of the frat brothers had a birthday, so we went to a lounge and celebrated his birthday. We turned the place out, they would say. And I just want to say, you know, to be part of the in-person meeting, if you were not vaccinated, you had to wear a mask, and if you were vaccinated, you had the option. So, of course, I wore my mask the whole time. Then we
Yeah.
went to the lounge. No, I think one other frat brother had his mask on, and I had a mask on, and this lady walked in, and she said, "And he got his mask on." And I said, I don't blame. No, she said, I don't blame him. And I felt kind of like peer pressure, being the only one in there with the
Right.
mask on. But I thought about it for a minute. I said, no, I'm here to save myself and protect myself and
Yep.
protect my family and friends. I don't know
That's
who
right.
did not have their vaccination. In California, we are 30% higher with that Delta variant going around. So
Mm.
the hospitalization has gone up 30% since 35% since May. So and they said the Pfizer
Mm.
shot is 65% effective now, which
Against the
means
Delta.
I'm
Yeah.
in that right. I'm in that group, so I still have to wear my mask.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
might
I
hit
don't
that
know why
40.
people are trying to be, the first one without a mask on, because I keep mine around my neck. Trust me.
Yep.
Me
Yep.
too.
Yep.
On
Mm-mm.
my arm or on the in the car on the steering wheel.
Right. Because I really don't want any parts of it.
Mm-mm.
Right.
No.
And they
No.
said it's going to go up. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And we're trying. I don't know why we want to go back out. Well, I know why we want to go back. I know why, because it's what we want to feel happy around people and mingle. We miss that.
Yes. But the bottom line is, I mean, it's nobody waved the magic wand and said that it's over.
Right,
Right.
right,
Right.
right.
And I don't know why people have that impression that, oh, it's over. It's not over. It's not
And they say
over.
it's hitting younger people and teenagers are getting the variant because they are not wearing masks and they are not getting the vaccination.
Right. And you letting people spit on you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So,
see Dr.
I mean, is
Battle.
it?
Dr. Ernest Battle is on here. He's my
yes.
frat brother from
All
Gary,
right.
Indiana,
All
Indiana, but
right.
now he's in Texas. I think San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Dr. Battle. Now, he grew
Welcome.
up in my
Welcome.
neighborhood around the corner. So we gone from friends, neighborhood. He was a teacher at my high school, so he became a teacher. Then I taught there, so we became colleagues. And we went to college together when he was working on his master and doctor's degree. So we went full circle. Dr. Battle, I'm glad to see you
All
here.
right. Welcome,
And
Dr.
welcome, Dr.
Battle.
Beckle.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
Welcome. Yep. Welcome to the show today. And okay, he sent you a shout out.
I see that.
All right. So now
Nick, all right.
you got 3 names, 4 names. Well, no, because we said it was Richard.
Daryl Nichols. When people call
No,
me
Richard Daryl Nichols. That's what your parents named you. But
right,
then some others have named you Richard.
Richard,
Richard.
Richard.
Dr. Battle has
Richard?
been calling me Nick.
And he calls you Nick. So
Nick.
you have several names there. Several names.
As long as they don't call you late for dinner.
That's right. And as
Oh,
long
I'll
as
be
they
late
cash
then,
at
as
the
long as
bank.
they don't
honey.
take the food away.
Yeah, as long as they cash at the bank. When you go to take that check in. But we have a couple of announcements that we want to make. And we want to say, well, first of all, we want to say the weather. It's like, well, we went down a couple more degrees. At 4 o'clock when I brought Bishop Mitchell on, my thermometer outside said 102.
Wow.
And then when we started to show, it was like 92. Now it's just at 90. But Roxy said it was 108 in her neck of the woods.
She's on fire.
She's on fire. Fire. She is on
Roosevelt
fire.
says it's just hot. So anything. You probably got
I
the
love
humidity back there in Chicago.
Yeah. It's pretty humid.
Roosevelt, what's happening?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
we're at 87 degrees, but it's very, very muggy today. And unfortunately, I left my windows down. I looked at the sky, I said, I think I'll leave my windows down. So I looked at my phone later on, and then sometimes it'll indicate what the weather is outside. And I saw the little flashing thunder and the lightning on my phone. I said, oh no. So it had rained, children.
Oh no.
Okay.
So I had to go put my windows up, but that was.
We need some rain over here. Please send it.
You do. But other than that, it's pretty good, dear. I did not look at the fireworks. I listened to them, but I think I'm over that now.
You
After
think
all
so?
these years, I think so. I think I'm over. No, we normally go to the parents' house, and we didn't do that this year. I stayed at home and got caught up on some work. I think I'm over it. Not that there's nothing wrong with it, but
Yeah, because
Nothing
I
done.
kind of watched it a little bit on TV. I had the TV on. I'm working, but I had it on. So, but fireworks, you kind of have to watch it. So
Right.
I try not
Right.
to do stuff that I don't have to watch. But
Now I had an ordeal. I went to Newport Beach to see the fireworks. It took me 2 hours to find a parking spot. So I just went 20 blocks away from the beach and parked at this this hotel and Uber down to the beach because I got tired of sightseeing. And I pulled into this spot. And the guy said $20 an hour. And I calculated that I stayed there 9 hours. That would have been $180 for parking. So
Not
I'd
doing
rather
that.
spend
is that legal?
well, he was doing it, he'd get away, and he said it's the 4th of July, and it was right at the beach. So I guess they can charge whatever. If you want to pay it, go ahead and
Were
pay
people
it.
parked there?
It was full. I was the last car to get in, but I pulled out. Now, I don't
that's
know
right,
if he
'cause
just charged me that.
Yeah,
Probably said that number to me.
I
or
would call
what.
the city for real. I mean,
No, I
and
just
ask
left.
them. I would ask them. Are they price gouging? Because you shouldn't charge somebody $20 an hour
An
for parking.
hour.
That seems like it's excessively high.
That was excessive. Now I've seen them charge 15
An hour?
15 minutes, $1 for 15 minutes. If you stay there 9 hours, that could add up to be pretty
$100 and some dollars.
No, $1. I mean 15. I'm sorry. For 15 minutes they would charge you $1.20.
Well, but that's only like $5 an hour.
If you stay 9 hours.
Well, I mean, it's $5 an hour.
No, 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes.
$1. So you
Okay.
got 4 of those in an
Four
hour.
dollars. Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
you
Okay.
got
Do the
about
math for me,
$5.
Sandy. I wasn't good in math.
So that's still about $45 if
Too
you
much
stay
for me.
9 hours. That's
Too
a
much.
lot.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a car note.
I know.
Well, I think I
Exactly.
understand because that's obviously their business, but they
The
probably
prime
could be
rate.
a little bit
Yes.
better for that. But yeah, I mean, that's how they make their money. Do they sell food?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But still, there is a cap, a ceiling
Right.
that
It
you
should
can
be.
that it is. And if people don't say anything,
That keep doing.
that's and then they continue that foolishness.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Did they have any signs up that actually said
They
that?
didn't. They didn't have
See,
a sign,
see,
and
they
that's why I
need to
said I don't know. He
have the
was just
sign
telling.
up, then I would know it's legit.
Yes.
No
Yes.
sign. You just telling me that because I rolled into this lot.
And I
Mm.
had S written on my forehead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Sucker.
Yep. A big old ass.
Hey, but Sandy, I
Oh.
had another experience. I was with Wilma, right?
Okay.
And she had the nerve to look at me and say, "Did you see that?" And I said to myself, I didn't say to her, I said to myself, "If you see it, I see it." And then I said to myself, if you don't see it, I'm not gonna let you see me looking at that. And that's the ladies with the shoestring for a bathing suit walking down the street.
You're a smart man, Richard.
I had to sing Jesus keep me near the cross. Yield not to temptation. To get in my mind.
For yielding is sin, Richard. It's sin.
That's
Don't
right.
sin.
I
Don't
had to
sin.
sing the songs, the old hymns.
Yes, yield. Not to temptation. You say,
So
close your
I had a
eyes,
great
close your
weekend.
eyes. Don't look, don't look, don't look.
I had a
It,
great time at the beach.
well,
Yeah,
really for a man, you really don't know. It doesn't matter what you answer. You're gonna be in trouble. I think.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, woman, no, I saw. Like I said, if she saw it, I saw it. It was right in front of us.
She was just worried if you was gonna do this.
Well, that's the thing. I can look, but I can't stare.
Yeah, don't stare, don't follow it. Just notice it, go past,
That
and
not dribble at the mouth.
no foaming at the mouth, no foaming, no foam. But Roosevelt is asking, when will the fireworks show end? His babies are petrified. Here they're supposed to be over, I think, on the 5th. You're not supposed to put any fireworks out after the 5th.
Well, we're not supposed to have fireworks, period.
Well, no, I can imagine you guys shouldn't have nothing.
Right.
And
As
they
quick as
give
y'all
us
burn
a
up.
show. They give us a light show in the sky.
Yeah, and do you have drones with the drones?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, that is beautiful. I like that much better than the fireworks.
Really?
They'll get like maybe 250, 300 drones and
Right.
make characters. And they
Oh,
make
really? Wow.
they're computerized and they make characters out of them. And I like those much better than the fireworks. But didn't one of your fires last year, Richard, it started because of a baby reveal, didn't it? And
A
somebody
baby reveal. We
somebody
had
used
that.
fireworks.
And we also had illegal fireworks stored at a house that burnt a house down in the community. And then last week, the police in LA confiscated illegal fireworks. And they was trying to blow the fireworks up in a big rig truck. And something went wrong and it blew up the truck and several cars around it. Several people got hurt there. So we saw a lawsuit going around.
Somebody was like, cha-ching! We're in the money.
Man, y'all gotta be careful out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
but yeah,
dangerous.
I was wondering why they just blew it up right there. But I didn't get the logic, but you're saying that it was supposed to be inside the truck or something.
Right. And
Well, it didn't work.
something went wrong. So they'll think that again. They're probably going to take that away and put it in an open spot instead of in the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm
Oh yeah,
surprised they didn't
gosh.
drive it away.
Yes.
But like I said, somebody is saying cha-ching,
Cha-ching.
cha-ching, because they are now independently.
Yeah.
They got a little something coming. All right. But we do have some sad announcements. It's just been a lot of sad announcements. As we know, the voice of the station, Sojourner Jones, her mother passed away, and those are her services. And they will be, the viewing is Thursday, which is this week Thursday, and then the homegoing celebration is on Friday. Please keep Sojourner in your prayers. Please keep her in your thoughts and your prayers, her and her
Amen.
entire family. Amen. And we learned this morning on the news, by way of the news, that Pastor Flowers, Pastor Kenneth Flowers, he's a great friend of the Gospel Music Workshop of America, the Detroit chapter.
Wow.
His son was in Chicago, and the son was doing he was on jet skis, and somebody crashed into him and
Wow.
killed him and injured his girlfriend. So
Man.
we're praying for Pastor
Yeah.
Flowers,
Yeah.
his wife, that whole family. That was just tragic. People going out to have a good time. So they said they were going to check and see if there was any alcohol involved
Alcohol.
with the
Yeah.
other driver. We
Yes.
also want to pray for another friend of Detroit, Pastor Kinlock, Solomon Kinlock from the Triumph Baptist Church, one of Detroit's fastest growing churches. His mother went home to be with the Lord, and we're going to keep that entire church family in our prayers. And we're also praying for another friend of mine who was a co-worker when I worked at AT&T, and her daughter, her name is Candy Harris, and her daughter, Dr. Randall Harris, suddenly went home to be with the Lord. And
Wow.
yes, we are definitely praying for that family. It's just a traumatic loss. So
Yes.
please keep everybody who said pray for me. Keep them in your prayers, because it's a lot going on, and we're just gonna get through this cycle. We're
We
just gonna
will.
get through this cycle. And as Pastor Bishop Mitchell said today, we're just gonna get our testimony, and we're gonna get through this. And
Right.
so that's what we're going to do. And again, we're praying for everybody that's out there. But today we do have but we do have some good news though.
Okay.
I
Yes.
received an award. And it is the Unsung Hero Award from Little Rock Baptist Church, for my work with the young people there. So it's a very, very nice plaque. And I want to thank Pastor Holly and everybody there, the official board, everybody. That's my second church.
Right.
And we just want to thank them for thinking about me. So we want to say thank you. But that was a good thing. So
Congratulations.
we got up on a higher note. All right. And we have a guest today.
We do, and I have. And right before I do that guess, I see Roosevelt put in the thing.
Yeah.
I hit my notes that tomorrow is Mama Ludella Evans Reed. She'll be celebrating her 91st birthday.
Yay!
And remember, she came on and said 77 was her lucky day.
Yeah.
She did. And
Happy birthday.
and I didn't know this. And the next song that we're gonna play is "Walk This Road to Glory" from
All right.
Back anyway. So But let's see. Maybe we can get her on real quick. But let's see. Go ahead, Richard.
Okay, okay. Now, this is a special guest here because I don't know this young man. I haven't met him, but his mother went to high school with me in Gary, Indiana. Gary Roosevelt High Panthers, go, go, go Panthers. And she was on the show back in October, I believe
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
But we do have the son and her here with us, Joshua D. Bailey, a new kidney and a new purpose. Joshua Bailey was like any other 10-year-old boy when it happened. It was just a bicycle injury that sent Joshua to the doctor. But he and his mother walked away with terrifying news. Joshua had stage 4 kidney failure. This discovery set Joshua and his mother down a path that would significantly change their lives physically, mentally, and financially. With grit and determination, Joshua waited almost 3 long years for a kidney donation. And when that moment arrived, he and his mother were absolutely overjoyed. But as ecstatic as Joshua was to get his incredible news, he isn't done with organ donation. He has gone from patient to author to advocate. And not only has he triumphed over that, he has written a book, A Teen's Urgent Search for a Kidney. It's introducing a book about hope, encouragement, and tenacity. While waiting and praying for a new kidney, Joshua chronicled his experience with the organ donation process and turned it into a compelling children's book. In Joshua's journey, A Teen's Urgent Search for a Kidney, we follow Joshua on the long wait for an organ donor. More than a simple story, his remarkable book serves as the inspiration for children facing similar struggles, showing them how to manage such a difficult, challenging time with a smile on their face and hope in their heart. So let's stand up and give him a good God bless you, a victory run, a victory clap for Joshua D. Bailey and his mother, Novella Bailey.
Amen.
God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you. We'll be right back. And happy birthday, Mama Lou. Let's watch Mama Lou. We'll be right back. Call your friends, tell them, tune in, get them all on the line, get them all on the line. Get them there now. Now. Tell them to tune in now.
I can share.
20715, Chicago, Illinois, 6062.
Come on, Mother York. Go in, girl. Go in.
All right now.
All right, and you can tell when people are like that when they shot, they just send the whole church up, send the whole
They
church
do.
up. But that's good. Happy birthday, Mama Lou. May you have many, 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 many more, and may you continue to direct that choir just like you're doing. Cause I
Yeah.
wanted
Yes,
to get
sir.
up and get me a piece of that myself. But our
Yes,
guests are here. Our guest is
Yay.
here. Yay!
Yes. Hey,
Hey, how we
Yeah.
doing?
we're doing great. We're just so excited. We're actually we're on vacation. We finally get a vacation after 3 long years, and
Oh
we've been
Yes.
goodness.
waiting for this moment, and we are so excited. Our family has been in not only because of the COVID, but due to the kidney issues. So we've
Right.
been kind of quarantined for 3 years, and then
Right. Right.
COVID came along, so that didn't help, but we have been down quarantined, and now we're out. We feel like we have some freedom,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
trying to override the COVID, but we do feel now that we have a little freedom, that we're able to get out and kind of enjoy some of this this beautiful country, this beautiful world that God has blessed us with. So we're excited. We're here in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We're
All
on the
right.
beach, and we're enjoying this beautiful sunny weather and temperature, and we're just just thankful that we are able to travel and be be out and about.
Mhm, mhm. Well, it's good. It's good to get some sun on your face, and to breathe the fresh air. And as we were saying earlier, while we're doing that, we just have to make sure we stay careful and
Hmm.
Yes,
stay,
Yes.
Yeah.
keep our guard up because it's not going. So
yes.
how is it going? The last time you were coming on the show, Joshua, you ended up in the hospital and you couldn't make it. So how I see you're here, so you recovered. So was that a hard stay for you or
The reason why I was in the hospital was because I was called in to get my transplant around like 9 o'clock somewhere, 9 o'clock that night, and so I was I was actually blessed because like I was asleep and then all of a sudden my mom just gets a call and it's like we need y'all to come to the hospital ASAP. We have a kidney for him and everything. So as soon as I heard that, I was filled with joy and we went straight
Yeah.
to the hospital
Right.
and I
Right.
got my transplant. It was a rough, about to say the first 3 months of it because the visits twice a week and all, and it's constantly getting stuck with the needle. But as it goes long term, I think it's worth it because now I made it
Of
like
course.
past 6 months, and it's I now only go like once a month instead of twice a week.
okay? So
Right. Right.
your body has accepted it.
Yes, it has.
Good, good. So do you have a lot of medication to take along with that?
Yeah, I have about ten different medications that I have to take, um, morning and night. And I have to make sure they're taken by 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is the time that I have to take them. I can't miss any. But it's actually worth it when you. It's better than taking medicine and doing dialysis at night. You know what I'm saying? So now that I have a more normal life as a teen, it's better than being on dialysis. I really would say that
Sure.
is.
Yeah. I've done
So
it.
so what was it like being a young man, a teenager and a preteen, I would imagine, being on dialysis?
It was hard because I couldn't do a lot of the things that teenagers could do. Because like when I was young, uh, basketball was my life. Like basketball was my dream. wanted to become a basketball player. I was constantly outside, just practicing. Was on 3, 4 different teams. My mom had coaches calling her and everything, and so basketball was my life. But when I was diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure, they had pulled me out of basketball and said that you're not going to be able to play basketball for a while. And then once they gave me the green light that I can go back to playing basketball, I injured 2 tendons in the left side of my knee, and I had to get another surgery done for that. So then that's when I just decided like maybe basketball is not what maybe basketball is not what the Lord wants me to do, and I need to change my path. And, I couldn't eat a lot of the food, so like when we would be going on field trips and stuff, I would have to bring my own food because I couldn't eat like the Chick-fil-A or the Burger King or stuff like that. And, I have 4 different siblings, and so like when my mom would be, she didn't want to punish them and having them not eat the foods that they like just because I couldn't eat the foods that I like, so I would have to like watch them eat the foods that they like, and so it was hard. It was hard, and then
Yeah.
had to take all these pills. I had to make sure I take pills every time that I eat. So it was like hard because like I didn't have a young teenage life, and so but now that I have my kidney, I feel like that I can have a better teenage life. My family, we travel like a lot. We used to travel like all the time. But once I got diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure, I had to like have a machine and stuff like that I had to get hooked up to every night. So we couldn't really travel or go nowhere like that. Then when COVID hit, my immune system was suppressed. So then once COVID hit, we couldn't really go nowhere because I couldn't even catch a cold or I'll be in the hospital with
Right.
an infection. You see what I'm saying? So it was hard young and not being able to do the stuff that you want to do. And so now that I have my transplant and it's like been like about 7 months now, I feel like that I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm getting towards that life as being a normal teen. Like I get to go back to doing the things that I used to do.
Now, was the not eating the Chick-fil-A and all of that, was that due to the kidney?
Yes, that was due to kidney. So, like with the kidney, it like cleans out like toxic waste out of your body. So like potassium, sodium, and all that extra toxic and salt and stuff. And because I didn't have my kidneys to do that job, I couldn't eat a lot of foods that had a lot of phosphorus and sodium and salt in it because my kidneys wasn't able to clean out
Handle
that.
it.
So I would be walking, and it's not good, and you have all that. You just be walking around with a whole bunch of toxic waste and stuff, and then that can cause other problems.
Well,
Besides,
that might be a good idea not to eat it, period.
For anybody.
For anybody.
Hey, Joshua, what did the doctor say that happened to you to where you would end up having the kidney failure? What was precipitating all that?
it was originally from my grandmother. She had some kidney problems, but she had my mom, and it was something that she said about how girls have X and Y chromosomes, so it wasn't going to affect the girls. But if my mom had any boys, then they would have a 50-50% chance of having kidney failure. And so my mom had 2 boys, and my older brother was tested and he didn't have kidney failure, but I had kidney failure, so I originally got it from my mom. And, it carries, and it was carrying in her. And if she would have any boys, then they would have it. And now it's in my sister, my younger sister. And so if she were to grow up and have any boys, and they have a 50-50% chance of having kidney failure.
So what about you?
No, I don't like. See,
No, I'm
boys, they don't.
saying if you have children.
Boys, they don't carry it. Boys,
Okay.
they don't carry it. So you either have it or you don't have it. With girls, they don't have it. Like they don't have to get dialysis or nothing like that. They just carry it because they have the X and Y chromosome to protect them from that. But with boys, they don't have that. So they like you just have it. Like you don't carry it on to the next person, but like you have it. But my sister, she carries it. So if she carry it and she have any boys when she grew up of her own, like if she have any biological boys, then they would have a 50-50% chance of having renal kidney failure.
Wow.
That is something. So,
Yeah.
is there a fear factor there? I mean, does that keep people from? I don't know.
Well, it's like a rare
tough.
Yeah,
disease.
because if somebody, and that's a good question, Teresa, because if the doctor tells you it's a 50-50 chance, do you do it?
Well, it's a rare disease, just like sickle cell in blacks are a rare disease. You have to get tested if you carrying the trait. If you marry another person with the sickle cell trait, then they're probably the two are probably gonna produce someone with sickle cell. And I guess with the chromosomes, if you have a defective chromosome, just like his biological mom, because he's I adopted Joshua, so his biological mom had the bad chromosome, and that chromosome, because girls have two, I guess, X chromosomes, boys have one, X and a Y. So they were able to that chromosome hit his chromosome because he was a boy, and that's how he got it because he had an X and Y chromosome. So that's what happened. You know what? Maybe it's right reverse. Maybe girls carry both chromosomes and boys carry one, and the one chromosome that was bad, he couldn't avoid it because he has, the one chromosome. So
See, now
yeah,
you're
so,
trying to take me back to high school.
No,
yeah, I know. We're
Yeah.
trying to,
I knew so good science, biology.
yes, but that's the reason why he did get the kidney failure, and it comes the disease hits in an adolescent age. So it hit him when he was like 10 years old. And then there's some, other side effects too. But the main side effect of the disease is that, it destroys the kidney. And, it's just unexpected. We just didn't expect this. But,
So
God is good.
did you know before, or did he start just showing symptoms and you took
We
him to
didn't
the
know. We
doctor?
didn't know at all. We
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
until he broke his arm, and it was a blessing, in
yep,
disguise that he broke his arm because
yep.
I mean we wouldn't have never known. And the doctor said that it's good that happened because one of the side effects of kidney failure is it controls your blood pressure. So his blood pressure was so high. And he went in the hospital to get the bone replaced in his arm that he broke, but because his blood pressure was so high, I was so like, why is his blood pressure so high? So the so they were telling me, the doctor just told me to go to the his primary doctor and let her test and see why. And I'm thinking like, oh no, he's in the hospital, you can do the test now. So
Right.
they did and found out that they started running tests and found out that it was because of his kidney failure that his blood pressure was so high. So then that's how we just had to get, finally, get the, start the dialysis process because his kidneys wasn't able to, clean his system out. So we
Yeah,
went through, some real challenges.
yeah.
Mhm.
I like that,
No, but let me.
Rhonda. We thank God for conditioning him for the condition. That's good.
Mm.
That's
Yes.
Yes,
good. That's good.
right.
And he will, and he did.
Hmm.
And you're coming through it like a champ. So
Right.
what is it that you cannot do?
Um. Well, why you talking about right now? While I was on dialysis. Well,
Okay, well, let's go for while you're on dialysis, because we all know somebody directly or indirectly that is on dialysis. So what is it that you can't do while you're on
um.
dialysis?
Well, when you have dialysis, you have an open port in your stomach, or you get an open port in your chest or your arm. It depending on what type of dialysis you choose to do. And
And the
dialysis
port
actually.
and the port is because they don't want to keep jabbing you.
No, the port is so that you could get connected to the machine. And so with me, I we chose perinatal dialysis that you do every night. So they put an open port in my stomach. And so the port connects to the machine so that they can do the cycle of cleaning my body out through all that toxic waste and stuff out of my system. And so since I had an open port in my stomach, I couldn't do stuff like going to the pool. I couldn't go to the like if we went to the beach, I couldn't go into the ocean. I had to stay. And then there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't do. Like I could barely, when COVID hit, I could barely go around people because my immune system was suppressed. And when your immune system is suppressed, you're at risk of catching anything, and that could cause an infection towards that open port that you have, and that could cause even more problems than what you already have. And
Right.
I couldn't do swimming, and then I couldn't eat a whole lot of fried food and tomato paste foods. I couldn't eat nothing like that. and I couldn't really play any sports because of the fact that I had a port in my stomach, and if that gets yanked on or pulled on or something like that, that could cause a huge problem. So
Germs.
I couldn't, yeah, there are germs and stuff, so I couldn't play any type of sports, any type of real hard contact sports. So I had to give basketball up and give, give all these outside activities up that I used to do. And so, um, then now while I'm have a transplant, I still can't really go around people like that during COVID because my immune system is still suppressed, so I can't really go around people and interact with a whole lot of people. That's why I always have to keep my mask on and stuff like that. And there was and then when I couldn't like my bones were very narrow during while I was on dialysis, my bones were getting weak, so I couldn't do a lot of physical activity because I was at an easy risk of breaking something. And so when your bones are narrow, it's like you're losing calcium and stuff in your bones. Then your bones become very weak, and so I couldn't like I could slip and fall, and then all of a sudden I'll just break something. So I had to be very careful of what type of physical activity I do and what type of physical activity I couldn't do. And then I was like I was very like my it controlled my breathing, and so a lot of stuff that I did, I would get tired like very quick. Like we can just be like going on a quick stroll, and within the first 15 minutes of that stroll, I'll be tired, heavy breathing, and stuff like that because that's what having kidney failure does. It causes you to lose energy faster than a lot of other people would lose energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a trooper. You're a real
Yes.
trooper because it's some grown folks that couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But we'll have some more questions. Audience, if you have any questions for Joshua, as you see, he is very well versed. We're going to talk about your book. And we'll just continue this conversation, but we're going to take a break right now. And we'll be back right after this. Everybody click like, click share, and share it on your page. We'll be right back. This is WVTC Gospel Radio Station right here. says, who can make a way out of no way? Nobody but
Nobody
God.
but God.
Nobody
Nobody.
but God. What they said, I wish you could have been there when I came through. Because the
Mhm.
church is
Yes.
on fire with the Holy Ghost too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that song.
Yes,
Ladies,
I
get
do.
ready. We're gonna do that one.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're back today with our guest, who is Joshua D. Bailey. How are you? Yeah, yeah. And he's just been giving us so much information about transplants, kidneys, things that we never knew about kidneys, but we're afraid to ask.
Right.
So yeah, yeah. So now, can you survive with one kidney, or were both of your kidneys bad?
Um, yes, actually, both of my kidneys were bad. You can actually survive off of one kidney. That's why we have a lot of kidney donors. They donate one kidney, and you can survive off of one kidney. But both of my kidneys were bad. That's why I had to go through dialysis and all that stuff because both of my kidneys were bad. And sometimes kidneys rejuvenate, and sometimes you can have rejuvenating kidneys where you don't have to go through dialysis and all that stuff. But with mine, they were just like bad, and that's why I had to go through dialysis and all the medicine and all the stuff that I went through because I had two bad kidneys.
And
Wow.
they both went out at the same time.
Yes, they both went out at the same time.
Wow.
And when you get a donor, you're only going to get one kidney. So that's how you know you can survive because he's now surviving off of one kidney. He has one donor and one kidney. And that's the good thing about donorship is that, that you can donate one kidney and still you can live and you can have somebody else live.
Amen. So
You
now,
know,
what kind of things do they look for matches?
They look for it don't always have to necessarily be, but sometimes they look at your blood type and then they look at like your healthiness, how healthy are you? You know, you can't be on no alcohol or no beer or nothing like that, no cigarettes, no nothing like that. You can't be smoking. You have to have and I had one donor that was gonna donate to me and she came down to Atlanta and she was getting checked out and stuff and it turned out that she had some kidney stones floating around. So they they rejected her and said that she couldn't donate. So it's a lot of certain stuff that they look for when you're getting ready to donate. Just you have to be in perfect condition to be able to donate your kidney.
Yeah, and good for her. She probably didn't even know she had the kidney
Yeah.
stones, did she?
Yeah. No, she didn't. She just, that was shocking to her.
Yeah,
And she felt
yeah,
like she was in very good health. And, she was kind of a little bit upset that she, found that out. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So now I know sometimes they get kidneys from cadavers. Um, so what's the difference from a dead donor as opposed to a living donor?
Well, when you get kidneys from a living donor, they're scientifically known to last longer. So they're 15, 20, almost 30 years when it comes to living donors. But when it comes to deceased donors, they're only known to last for 15, 16, 17 years. And then you'll have to, go back on dialysis and stuff like that. But with living donors, they're more alive and they're more healthier to use than deceased donors. And so they're known to last longer, about 30, 40 years.
And another thing too is, with the living donor, they determine your health. They're going to check you out to make sure that you're in good health. So they know that kidney is very healthy. With a deceased donor, you're deceased, so they can't do but so
Right.
much, to determine if
Yes.
this is a good kidney or not because you're already deceased. Okay, but you want to donate, so they're not gonna turn a kidney away. You know what I mean? So
no,
they'll still take that kidney and hoping, you just hope that this is gonna last for, at least as long as possible.
So can you do it again?
What you mean, donate again?
I mean, okay, let's say 50 years down the line, can you get another kidney?
Yeah, if this
Okay.
kidney is gonna last for so long, we hope it lasts as long as possible.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
but
A
he has.
hundred
I mean,
years. A
he's
hundred
young.
years.
He's very young to be, needing a kidney. Most people that need kidneys are old because they've worn their kidneys out. They've done stuff that, or didn't take care of their bodies. So now they need a kidney because they drank or whatever reason. The
Yeah,
kidneys wore out. You know what I mean? So most people are old that really that need kidneys. But when you find young people that need, body parts like that, kidneys and so forth, they're gonna more than likely have to have another one before their lifetime because of the fact that he's so young. So he's got, so many years ahead of him. So if kidneys last, say 30 years, he hoped to live longer than, he's what, 14. So he's hoping to live longer than 44 years. So
that's right.
that'll be another day that he will possibly need, another kidney. So, we're just praying that, it lasts as long as possible. So,
Now,
yeah.
Have you
does
prepared
it
your
make
mind?
you go ahead?
No,
I'm
no, go
just
ahead, Sandy.
thinking, does it make you appreciate every day? That I mean, we should all live, in the state of appreciation every single day. But does that make you appreciate, every day now that you know what it's like being on dialysis and then now you're not? Um, you know,
Um, well, that makes me, when now that I'm not on dialysis and knowing that I have a kidney that can last me a while, that makes me feel like very appreciative of my life, of God sparing my life, because I could not have gotten a kidney and that could have been like the end, but I trusted God and made sure that God made sure that He was going to take care of me and lay His hands on me, and I was able to get a kidney, and now I appreciate Him every day for that, that I could
Yep.
live a longer life and a healthier life than being on dialysis for the rest of my life. I could live as with a kidney and much long, especially, and then having that teenage life, that a regular teenage life, somewhat regular teenage life, going
yeah,
back to doing regular teenage things. So I appreciate God every day for that, because I could not have had a kidney. There's a whole lot of other kids, almost 2,000 other kids that need kidneys, but I'm the one that has a kidney. He chose me to have a kidney. He could have picked anybody else, but he chose me. So I appreciate him every day
thank
for
you, Jesus.
for choosing me to have a kidney.
Thank you, Jesus.
And that's what I wanted
And
to.
we ought to all be grateful every
That's what
day.
I. That's what I wanted to point out. I was going to give you a compliment, Joshua, how mature you are
Thank
with
you.
this whole process. And you were saying, you were thankful that God chose you because you were going to be one who would give a testimony.
Um,
Maybe somebody else may say thank you for the kidney, just like the 10 lepers who were healed and got and didn't say thank you. You were the one who's going to say thank you. So God, gave that to you. It might have seemed like a curse in the beginning, but God always has a plan. So I want to
Right.
say I would admire you for that. But I do want to ask you, because of your maturity now, when this process first started, did you experience a period of grief because, like, now your life is completely changed, or was your attitude pretty much the same all the time?
Um, when I was first diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure, I I didn't really acknowledge it because I was 10. I was 10 years old, so I didn't really know exactly what they was talking about and this and that. But that's when I had to tell myself that being 10 is not an excuse. So that's when I started to up my maturity level, and I started to do research about the kidneys, and because I told myself I'm the one going through this, and I need to know what I'm going through, and so I started to do research about it, and it started to up my maturity level way more. So I was 11, very mature for my age. The way that I would speak and the intelligence that I had, nobody would ever think that I was 11 years old, and so as I went through that process, I made sure that I always kept like a smile on my face. Like there was never a time that I was feeling depressed or feeling like woe be unto me, or like the world would be better if I wasn't here. There was never a time like that, because I know that I'm a chosen one from God. So I knew that um
I know.
no, that God was over and watching me. So I was never going to put myself down as like that, because I know that, I was created by the Most High, and so He created me for a purpose. And right now I feel like my purpose is to let people know and give my testimony of what I've been through. So I through that whole process, I made sure that I kept a smile on my face. I had nurses and doctors asking like, does he need to take therapy? Does he know what he's going through? Because I never let any of that get me down. Like, I was always happy, joyful, cheerful. Even when I would see my siblings doing stuff that I couldn't, I would always keep a smile on my face. Like, I would never let that get me down. I would never be in my room crying or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that this is not the end of me. Like, I have way more to live than just this specific part of my life. This is just, to me, I felt like me breaking my arm, me being diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure, and me breaking my leg. I feel like that was a test from God to see if to see how much faith do I have in him? How much, I feel like he was testing me. And right now, at this point in my life, I feel like that I have passed those tests, and there's more tests to come. But I feel like right now I have passed those tests because, I never let anything that I was going through, I never let it get me down at all. Like, I always kept a smile on my face. And that's one thing that a lot of people compliment me on and like me about, that I'm always smiling. Like, they tell me like a lot of kids that are going through my situation are not smiling, like they're down, they're woe be unto me and this and that. So a lot of doctors and nurses salute me on being happy and not letting any of these situations get me down. You feel me? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And
Make
I
me
just want
shout.
to add to that because
You
it's
want to
really
make me
bringing
shout.
tears to my
That's what I'm
eyes.
saying, Mom. I'm seeing you just like you going through it. Yeah.
Yes, but his strength helped me to get through it because it was like a traumatic experience going through this and knowing that you have a child that has like a disease like this. It's really very traumatic. No one wants to have a child that like anything terminal, anything that could end their life. It was very traumatic. And then the fact that he never complained. He never complained the whole 9 yards. I was thinking that, oh gosh, I wonder how he's gonna feel if, he can't do this and he can't do that. He ain't never complained. I mean, he was still going along with the program. And he would go to the doctor visits when he had to visit with the doctors, with his nephrology and all the the kidney doctors. He would have to have appointments. He would go in there and always telling jokes. I mean, it was always a joke that he went in and was telling them. And it was like so, he was so uplifted, and they were like, they didn't understand because people don't, they feel like, okay, does he really understand that he's got kidney failure and so forth? But I let him take a couple of therapy sessions, and then I had to stop it because he was like, Mom, they always asking me, do I feel like I want to hurt myself? They keep asking all this negative stuff. And I just felt like, you know what, let me pull him because no, he don't think like that. And I don't want them putting that in his mind that, because you got this chronic disease that you need to be down and you need to feel like, maybe, no, he doesn't feel like that. So
So
he's doing
where
it.
where did all of this faith come from? Where did all of this
Well,
positivity
my
come
kids
from?
have been in private school until last year. He's been in private school, so he's never been in public school. And it was a private Christian school, and they just taught the word. They just could, they taught the word to the children. So I knew from when he was young. I just believe he has a calling on his life. So I was told to protect him because he's got a calling on his life. So I've been protecting him and probably overprotecting him, but I just feel like, like I invested in him. I'm invested in my kids' future. It's a sacrifice, but it's an investment. I have to put into them. He's not like this because he just like this. He's been like this because of the investment that he's been put in. He's in school. He go to school. They have prayer like every morning. They study the Bible. So, and then we just, we're Christians. We just believe in God. That's all I know is believe in God. I've been through a lot too. I mean, hey, I have a testimony too. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
you
talk about
do.
that another time.
Yeah,
But
you do.
we have, this is a testimony. We just have testimonies, the faith and what we have to do to believe God. It's just, that's all we know is God. That's all we believe is God, and that's all we know. Okay, we can't, some trust in chariots and some trust in,
And
we're not
horses.
trusting in, we're
Yeah,
trusting in God. That's all we
that's
can
right.
do is trust in God. So that's all we know. So that's
Amen.
what he does. He just knows that God is, this is it. God is it.
Yeah.
So that's
Amen.
why that's his testimony.
Amen.
Okay.
All right. I guess, is it time to talk about your book? What inspired you to write a book, and what is your book about?
Um, I was when I was young in school. Yeah, that's my when I was young in school. I used to love writing. Like my ELA teacher would give me a writing assignment. I'll hop on it immediately, and I was a great writer, and so I decided that the way my story was and the way that my story was put together, I felt like the world should know. I shouldn't just keep it to myself. So my mom had a couple of friends and stuff um that she got in contact with, and that's when I started writing my book. And it was like when I started writing my book, it was like I picked up the pen and I knew exactly what I was doing with it. And so I decided to write a book, and then I had all the characters put in there and stuff like that, just to explain how my life story was. And so that first book that's supposed to be coming out before the year's out, that's the first part. That was the book of how everything started and how I felt in the beginning of this process, and how I found out I had kidney failure, and how that affected my family and how it affected me. And in the beginning, I didn't really care. It didn't really hit me as like because I was 10, and it didn't really hit me as like
Yeah. Yeah, you're a
anything
kid.
serious. It didn't really hit me as nothing
Yeah.
serious. But then when I started seeing ports in my stomach, and then that's when I decided I got to do my own research and find out what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I never refer to myself as a normal teenager, because I know I would never in my life be a normal teenager. And so when people be like, don't you want to just live that normal teenager? I tell them I don't, because I was never known to be a normal teenager, and I will never be known to be a normal teenager, because you don't know normal teenagers that are very well educated as I am. You don't know a lot of normal teenagers that are very mature at their age as I am. You don't know a lot of normal teenagers that have their own book coming out at 11 years old. You don't know a lot of normal teenagers that do their research about at 10 years old, doing research about kidney failure because you want to know what's going on with you. A lot of 10-year-olds, they sitting there on tablets and watching TV. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
TikTok.
I'm sitting on the tablet looking up stuff about kidney failure, renal kidney failure, because I'm trying to figure out what am I going through. And that's how you can see the maturity of a person and by the stuff that they do. And so I'm not the one to just sit there and just, mom, you got this, and I'm just sitting there clueless, not knowing what's happening. No, I want to know what's going on with my body and what's happening to me, because this is happening to me. It's not happening to my mom. All these ports and these pills and stuff are being taken by me. So I want to know, why am I taking these pills? I know why I want to know why am I taking these pills. I want to know why I have a port in my stomach. I want to know why I'm getting hooked up to a machine every night. So that's why I took my time and did that research and tried to figure out what was wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like where did all that stage 4 kidney failure and stuff come from? And I wanted to be educated on that stage 4 kidney failure stuff. So when I decided to write this book, I was very good at writing at the time, and I decided that my story I just can't keep to myself. My story is a testimony, because my doctor was trying to send me home. My doctor was trying to send me home on high blood pressure, and me having the wonderful mom I have right now, she wasn't going to let me go home in no high blood pressure. And so they ran tests, and it come to find out that I have kidney failure. Like, imagine there's something wrong with you and your doctor's trying to send you home. So my mom's not gonna let
Well,
that
you got
happen.
to
So
remember, they're practicing medicine.
Yes.
yeah,
Practicing.
Mhm.
They practicing.
Right.
So
Right.
and you knew someone greater than that, and we thank God for our doctors. We thank God for the knowledge that they have, but you sometimes you have to go to the chief physician. You know.
Yes.
Right.
And now, do you journal?
I don't journal. I don't journal right now, but a lot of stories or assignments that I've written back when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have a lot of them, and what I'm saying. I keep a lot of them because I look at those and I feel like I look at that and I'd be like I could do better. You know what I'm saying? That's not my best, but this is where I'm coming from, and I can do twice as better as I keep writing and writing and writing. So I felt like a more better way for me to work on my writing and to help people understand my story as well is to get a book and promote that and get it published and sit it out there so that people can understand the education of kidney failure and how it affected me. And there's a lot of other teens and how it could affect them and how long I had to wait. And, and it's a better way to help me on my writing because I eventually want to become some type of journalist and, be known for writing and authorism and stuff like that. So that was to me a great way of getting my name out there and letting people know who I am and letting people see my writing and my writing skills and let people understand the situation when it comes to stage 4 kidney failure.
So when is the book coming out?
What happened was we were going to have it out by the end of last year, but with the pandemic and with them going to ended up going to virtual school. Now, virtual school was a whole new challenge, especially after he got that kidney transplant. He was out of school for a while, and he kind of got behind on his actual school. So we had to put that book and everything on the sidelines, and we
Yeah,
had to get through this whole
yeah,
virtual school process. That was a big challenge, especially when you have he's got 4 siblings, and we had to coming from a private school where they were like on those books, they read books, they didn't have the computers in his private school, they did everything by books.
mhm,
So when they came onto that virtual school, it was just a real challenge. So we just kind of had to get through this school year with this virtual school. We had to put everything else aside and just get through this school year. So now, that we're through this school year and we're trying to, at least bounce back from being in virtual school because it was a challenge for all
yeah.
my children.
I get
So,
it.
we're going to eventually get back to publishing the book. We just need to get it printed, and then he's going to do the second book, which is his after kidney, his being transplanted. So after kidney donation, we're gonna do the second book that talks about that. So they're gonna probably come out right, before this year's out, right back to back. So
All right, all right. And Novella, I think you have one of your classmates on, Dorothy Robbins Abner. She's on, and we want to welcome you to the show.
That's
She's
Dottie. Her name is, we called her Dottie.
You call her Dottie. Okay. Hi, Dottie. But
okay.
we would all agree that God has been good. We're going to go to this song, and we'll be right back with our special guest, Joshua D. Bailey. And this is the Sandy Rose Show right here on WVTC, the gospel radio station right here in Detroit. Call your friends, tell them to tune in.
Permit me to say, oh, how good God has been to me. Time won't permit me to say, oh, how good God has been to me. If still say he's been good. Evelyn, if you don't mind tonight.
Ooh, time won't permit me to say, oh, how good God has been to me. Permit me to say, yeah, how good God has been to me. I tell you, if I had 10,000 tongues, I still wouldn't be able to tell you all the Lord has done. Yeah, but I think I'll take time. I'm gonna take a little time and I'm gonna say to the Lord, thank you, you've been so good.
You know one thing, if I had more than $1,000,000, still it wouldn't be enough to pay the debt I owe. No money, no prayer, or anything I could do.
Whatever amount to all the things God already brought me through. Even if I had a time, I still wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to say what all He's done, but I'm just gonna take time.
I'm gonna take time.
I'm gonna take a little time.
I'm gonna take a little time. And you know one thing, if I had more than $1,000,000, still I wouldn't be able to pay the debt I owe. No money, no prayer, or anything I could do.
What even amount to all the things God already brought me through? If I had 10,000 tongues would do it. I still wouldn't be able to tell you all God has done, but I think I'm gonna stop right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna take some time tonight to tell you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
He's been good.
He's been good.
And you know one thing here tonight, I'm telling you, he's really been good.
Ooh, yeah.
He really been good.
Really been good.
He really been good.
Really
You know
been
what?
good.
He's good all the time.
And all the time He's good.
He ain't nothing but good.
He ain't nothing but good.
He's real good.
Really, 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 really good. So good.
So good.
So good.
He really been good. And I wonder if I can get somebody here tonight. I wonder if I can get somebody in the building to just help me say yeah. 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 So good. Yeah. Yeah. So good. Yeah. 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 So good. You know what?
All right.
He's been good.
He's been good. Yes, he have. He's
been good to me.
He has been good. He has been good. And if he said if I had 10,000 tongues, I just couldn't couldn't praise him enough. And that's basically what Joshua was saying,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
he's
yes.
giving his testimony, and he's saying that God has been good, and he has been good to all of us. And hopefully, Joshua's testimony will give us a little bit more gratefulness in our spirit. About just the little things that we take for granted.
Exactly.
Waking
Yes.
up
Yes.
and not be in pain, waking
Right.
up and not having to get on a plug ourselves into a machine every day. So it's yeah, we need to take time and tell God thank you.
Yep.
We
Yep.
do. We do. So now what's next for you, Joshua?
Um, I as I graduated to being in transplant, right now my uh my visits are once twice a week. But as I graduate into being transplant, it becomes once a month. Then it becomes once a year, and so I still have a couple of ways to do as I go there. And then about a year from now, I have to get a annually EKG and a biopsy. Then from that point, it's all on me. I gotta make sure I keep my meds, keep taking my pills on
Right.
time,
Right.
and it's all it. At that point, it all depends on if I want to keep the kidney or not. So if I want to keep this kidney, I'm going to keep taking my meds on time. I'm going to keep eating the right foods, do what I'm supposed to do. If I want to keep this kidney, and so
Right.
as I graduate into transplant, it all is just like on me. You got to decide like, hey, are you gonna take care of this kidney without these doctors checking on you every week? Are you mature enough to take these pills and do this on your own without these doctors, checking in on you twice a week, poking you and stuff like that? Are you gonna take care of yourself at that point?
Yeah. So now I know you take, you said you take multiple pills every day. And that's got to be expensive. Is there some kind of program that pays for that, or is that just you, mom?
I know you know, he's got pretty good, like right now, the insurance is covering it, but at a certain point, the insurance, he's got like Medicare covers kidney transplant. So people don't have to really worry about it because Medicare basically is for 65 and over. But then when you have kidney failure, they kick in and they
Okay.
help you to a certain point. Now, at some point they're gonna cut off. And then once they cut off, then I'm gonna be responsible. They said it's gonna be maybe, I mean, I don't know when, but what I'm just like you said, we trust God. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be, I mean, financially we okay, we're good, and we have a and this is just part of my testimony, what I'm doing for my children, and how I have a business that's set to take care of them. He's going to be okay because I have a business that I established, and I'm establishing this business basically for, it's a legacy for my children so that they can be financially set. I just, the Bible tells us to leave, we're supposed to leave an inheritance
For
to
our
our children's children's
children's
children's children.
children.
So, so he's gonna be good. If he's got to pay $100 for a pill, we pay $100 for a pill because
Yeah.
we always trust in God. We can't trust in what we see, but we have
Right.
to trust in God. So he's gonna be good because I'm gonna make sure of it by the grace of God that he's gonna have a legacy. They're gonna be set for life, and we don't have to worry about whether he can pay for this pill. He's gonna live and not die. He's gonna live a
Amen.
long life. He's
That's
gonna live a
right.
prosperous life. He's gonna live a good life, and he's gonna fulfill the purpose in his life. He has purpose. God has a purpose for him, and I'm
Yes.
making sure that I make sure I push him into his purpose, and I keep guiding and directing him so he will fulfill his purpose. This kidney failure is just like you say, a test to see. We're not going to give up on God. We're not going to say, oh, woe be unto me. We're going to trust God, and we're going to see God victorious in his life. God is a God of victory. He's not a God of defeat. We don't have to
Hmm.
worry about what the world dictates and what they say and what it looks like. We're going to trust God regardless of whether the storms come and go. We're still trusting God. With the pandemic, we're trusting God. We're being cautious now. I mean, we're at the Cape, but we're in a private beach. We're at a private hotel where it's only a few, rooms. We're not recklessly living, but we're still enjoying life. God
Yeah.
He put this world for us to enjoy. You know what I mean? We're enjoying this life, and we're gonna live a good life. We're gonna live a life that, even though we have issues and we have problems, we know God, and we know God can carry us through this. So that's the way we live. That's all we know is God. That's all we trust is God. I can't trust in no man. I can't trust in the arm of flesh, but I can trust in God. And
Right.
and that's the way it
So,
is.
amen. Amen. So Joshua, being in the hospital with the other young people, um, what kind of effect did that have on you? Seeing all of these young people with all kinds of things going on in their life, you know.
Um, when I saw all these other kids that I was with in the hospital, that you know, me being the mature level that I am, I told myself that I want to help these kids, and that's what I'm trying to do as of right now is to not only at first I was trying to get me a kidney, and but then I decided like there's more kids out here that need kidney besides me, and so I decided that I was going to advocate for these kids and I was going to talk for these kids and help people understand how much of these kidneys can change these kids' lives if you just try to donate. I mean, you don't always have to be, at least you try to donate. Sometimes there's going to be problems and you can't donate, but at least you tried. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to like let people know how important it is to donate and how you could change a young child's life by donating. And I recently, about a year and a half ago, I was invited to go to this camp, and it had kids with kidney failure, it had kids with heart failure, and it had kids with liver failure. And I saw of quite a handful of kids that had kidney failure, and it really touched me in some type of way. And that's when I told myself, yo, I need to help these kids get kidneys, because I don't just want to, there's more people out there and more young kids my age that need kidneys besides me. But
That's
me
right.
being a mature man that I am, I'm going to help these kids get these kidneys. I'm gonna be the one. That's why I think God chose me to be the one to help these kids get these kidneys and help these kids live better lives. Not only for me to live a better life by getting my kidney, but to help these other kids live better lives also.
All
Amen.
right.
Amen. How long did you have to wait? How long were you on the list?
I was on the list for about 2.5 years, almost 3 years before I got my kidney.
Okay.
So, what was going through your mind while you were waiting? Did you think you were going to get one, or did you
Um,
know?
I knew I was going to get one. There was a lady that came, and when that lady came, I was like, "This is my time. This is my time." You know what I'm saying? But I think God was like, "Now let me just test you right quick." And so He did, and I was like, you know what? It's not my time yet. I'm gonna wait my turn. It's not my time yet. And so I never doubted that I wasn't going to get one. Even being 3 years, almost 2.5 to 3 years in, I never doubted that. I'm just forget this. I'm not going to get a kidney like that. Never ran through my mind. Like I always had the positive thought of I'm going to get through this. I'm gonna get my kidney.
Now, do you participate with the organ donation people, that group in your town?
Um,
Because here in Detroit, we have what's called a MOTEP, and it's the organ and tissue donation, and we'll usually do concerts and stuff for them. Are you affiliated with a group in your city?
there's not really a group. That's why I decided, to write a book and do stuff like that because there's not really, a group that, does parades and marches and stuff for kids with kidney failure. That's why I decided to write books and go on different TV shows and radio shows and advocate for these kids.
Good.
I was actually about to ask you that. You like you said, you did do the circuit with the shows, but I wanted to know if you actually had a dedicated platform on your own to say, "Hey, this is Joshua Bailey's show," something like that. But you just really just.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get towards that way. I have a website that that's up there, joshuadbailey.com. I have a website that's up there that people can contact me at. I have a email, joshuadbailey@gmail.com, that people can contact me if they need something from me. So I'm trying to work my way up there.
You'll get there.
You'll get there, and it won't be long.
Someone said, "Do you have a nonprofit?"
Amazing.
Yes, I have a nonprofit. We love kids, and we're going to sponsor his campaign for kids donors. So we just, like I said, just from being in through the pandemic and getting through this whole year of transforming from school to virtual school, we just kind of had a little bit. We had to put a little bit on the side until we got a hold of their schooling and making sure that my goal is to make sure that their education is first and foremost
Right.
too.
Well, did the virtual schooling help you? Because I mean, during that time, you kind of was going back and forth to the hospitals, and you couldn't attend in-person class if you wanted to during that point because you had to be kind of shielded, right? Right after you had your surgery.
It was on and off. It was better than the private school that I went to, but it was on and off. There was a lot of work that I was missing, but me being all about my education, there was a lot of work that I had to catch up on. So it may they may have been helping, but me being from a student's point of view, it didn't feel like they was helping because there was still work on top of work on top of work that I'll be having to do. So they may have been helping for that from as a student, as me being the student point of view, it didn't really seem like they was helping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now, how long did you have to be isolated? After you had your surgery and you got the kidney, how long was it before you went home, and then how long before you could be around any people?
It was about 3 weeks that I stayed in the hospital, and it was about 2.5 months to 3 months before I was actually around anybody, like before I could actually go back in the public and do stuff like that.
How did your siblings help you, or were you able to be around your sisters and brothers?
I was able to be around my sisters and brothers. They lived in my household. But they I had when I was back on dialysis, my younger brother, he would help me hook up the machine, and he would bring the bags in so I can put them on top of the machine and stuff. So he was my younger brother was the very out of all my siblings, I'd say I had the most help from my younger brother because I would do the same thing for him if he was in my situation. So from my younger brother, I think that I had the most help from. He would bring me food when I had broke my leg. He would bring me food and drinks and stuff. So I think that he was out of my siblings, he was the most help that I had. I appreciate him for that.
So were you able to be around them during that period? I know that sometimes even transplant patients, they have to remove maybe house plants and all kinds of things. So, Mom, what kind of preparation did you have to make for him to come back home?
Well, you know what? Because of COVID, we learned a lot about just being, inside. So we couldn't separate out of the house because I don't want my kids around other people too and out there. So we all kind of quarantined together with him. We stayed in, and we were like, just inside the house, just like I guess everybody else doing, that whole year.
Then this all worked out for the best because they've been going back and forth to school and germs coming in and
right. And even now, he can't catch COVID. We're not sure as far as him getting vaccinated if that's the best thing too. So, like I said, is another thing of trusting God because he can't catch COVID because his immune system is so suppressed. It's just suppressed enough to make sure that the kidney, he got to keep that kidney from being rejected. His body, they don't want his immune to be strong because it will get rid of that kidney, a foreign
Mm.
object in the body. But with COVID, he can't catch it. So, he's always masked up when he's out in public. And, we're not
That
sure about, the vaccination for him if he's able to get vaccinated.
So,
We don't
so
even
what are
know.
the doctor? What did the doctors say about that?
Well,
They
they
don't
really
know.
don't talk about it that
They
much.
don't
We
know.
do ask, and they're like, "Well, yeah, he could probably get vaccinated," but I think the doctors don't know everything. I think with this COVID, it's all a test. It's like you just get vaccinated. And I believe in getting vaccinated, but it's all a testing now because I think a lot of people really don't know. It's just the thing of you get tested, you do it, and you see if it works. You know what I mean? So we're
Right.
not, I don't know
Right.
if we just kind of like sitting back and waiting to
Yeah.
see what happens with
Yeah.
other people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Other kidney donors, I mean, kidney transplants to see, we're waiting for some results, some test results to come back first and
All
see.
right. All
Yeah.
right. Amen. We could really talk to you, Joshua, all day because you are just educating all of us. The people are just chiming
yeah,
in
right.
because you are educating us about kidneys and keeping ourselves safe and all of this, and we do appreciate you. But we can't keep talking because the show has got to end at some point. So what we're going to do is go around and we'll do Teresa and Daryl, and then we'll let Joshua. You can have our final thought. So Teresa, and then
Well,
Richard.
and like I said earlier, I'm just so impressed with your maturity with this ordeal, and I just really just pray God's blessings on you and your future. Um, we may just see that the Joshua D. Bailey show.
Oh, we
I'd
will.
like to. I'm looking forward to that. So
We
we just
will.
pray God's blessings on you and your success of your book and the campaign to help other kids receive the help that you received, because I do believe that God has called you to be that ambassador for Him. So just blessings on your life, and mom too. Mom, you've done a great job. Thank you so much.
All righty. Again, I thank the Lord for being here. Thanks, Sandy Rose, for letting me be here. Joshua, you are a great guy. Keep that big smile. There you go. Keep that big smile on your face. Sandy Rose and Teresa, I want to say my friends are better than your friends. And
Oh, he went there.
He went all the way there. He went all
I would just
the
want to
way
say I'm so proud of my friend Miss Novella Bailey. It you know, it's been like over 40 years that we've seen each other, but
Yes.
we have that connection of Gary, Indiana, and it just brought it back. And plus, being from the best school in Gary,
Yes.
Gary
It does.
Roosevelt, 75,
Yeah.
74 over here. I just thank God for that opportunity. And we will be in Atlanta next year in May for the Gary, Indiana weekend. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Yes. Okay.
Amen. And Joshua, you want to have your closing thoughts?
I just want to thank y'all for having me on this show and having me express my testimony and to the people that's on here. And I just want to let y'all know that I'm very appreciative of this, and I just want to thank you because this is a starting platform to get my name and my book and all that stuff out there to let these people be aware of the seriousness of kidney transplants and everything. So I just want to say thank you to all of y'all.
All right.
Amen. Amen. Mom, you got closing thoughts?
I just thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I can say. We appreciate you, and we appreciate this opportunity to come out and speak about, kidney and the need for transplants.
Amen. Amen. And everybody online is just so proud of you, Joshua. And they're thankful, first of all, for mom, because you're doing your job. You're going over and above to make sure that he stays strong and stable. And then we're just grateful that Joshua, that you know the Lord and that you're allowing him to work through you. And we're all rooting for you. We're all your cheerleaders, all right? And just think of us as a big group of cheerleaders, and you can share this broadcast on your page and let your friends all know that you have a whole group from all around the country that are rooting for you and that are wishing you the best. And we want to say, God bless you, Joshua. God bless you, Mom, for the things that you are doing. Again, we are saying that we are praying for everyone that said, pray for me. Remember all of those that we talked about earlier in the show that are going through. And just keep a prayer on your lips for them, because one day it could very well be you. So, and we're just going to be helpers one to another. And you pray for me, I pray for you, and we're going to watch God change things. Thank you so much. This ends our broadcast today, and we want to say thank you all for participating. Thank you to everybody in the audience. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Night, night.
Night, night,
Night,
night, night.
night. Night, night.
Elder Rudolph Stanfield.
Yeah, listen how loud this audience is.
Right.
for listening to The Sandy Rose Show with your host, Sandy Rose. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, won't you consider liking and sharing this with a friend or family member? We'd love for you to share it on your Facebook page. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit. Remember to like and share this broadcast with a friend. We are WVTC, winning victory through Christ.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing